student.
Innovator.
And you were really innovating experiences for people in Charlotte who need to feel community, need to feel a safe space. You just got done with Baby Girl, and the pictures are crazy. The theme was like on point, and everybody seemed like they followed suit with, the directions that you wanted. What was the big takeaway, like now that it's kind of settling in just a little bit?
As far as events, I don't have, much takeaway from anything. I mean, of course, you live and you learn and get better as far as, like, how, setup and breakdown goes, efficiency in those areas, but at this point, it's just about money, how to really be able to turn a profit and be profitable off of these ideas that ultimately our community, but at the end of the day, I am spending a lot of money to make these things happen. So the biggest takeaway is now we did it. I know how much I spent. Well, next time I do it, let's be wiser with the spend and how everything goes in that realm. But as far as the experience, everybody showing up, it was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
Okay. How long did it take you to think about Baby Girl to then putting it out?
Couple months maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't, at this point, if I have an idea, I just make it happen.
Was it a call for it? Like, did somebody say, you should do this type of event here in Charlotte? Because I haven't seen an event like that. So was it someone who put some in your ear, or you just feel like, we need a space?
I just feel like I've hit my stride with curating and throwing events at this point,
Okay.
and because I've been doing it for so long. And I have never thrown a queer event, queer or lesbian event in my entire 12 years of DJing. So I just felt that it was a need. And I honestly felt like nobody can do it like I can.
Mm.
And, I said, so with those prides going and, things happening, I said, I'm gonna throw one for I'm gonna throw something for the community in true Fannie Mae fashion, called a couple homies, to help my homegirl, Classic New Wave from, New York, who has an amazing following and is an amazing DJ and curates her own very thought out events, and shot my shot with a few things and made it happen. So it wasn't something I sat on for a long, long time. It's just something that I knew I wanted to do, and with my events, I do see a very large, queer community that comes out to my events anyways.
Okay.
So I just wanted to have that space that was designated for them. It's something that probably earlier in my career I wasn't ready for. Just with my
Mm.
own identity as a queer woman, as a lesbian woman, it just wasn't I wasn't ready for it. And so now that I feel like, I am who I am, I love who I am, I love my people, and I've found that I've been able and blessed to create safe space for community. And I wanted to do it where we can just party and dance all night and feel safe and
Mm.
have pure unadulterated fun.
I love that. So why did you feel like you wasn't ready?
Just identifying with my own sexuality,
Okay.
and wanting to be so public and wanting to be so open and, toting a rainbow flag, if you will. It's not something I, necessarily ever claimed to do. Especially like just growing up in the church. It's not like I was never ashamed of my sexuality. I
Yeah.
never um hid it per se. It just was my business. And if you knew, you knew. I wasn't gonna be
Yeah.
like, I was never gonna deny it. I was never gonna act like I wasn't. It just was something I did in between the sheets and in the
Yeah.
streets, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I just wasn't ready yet. I just wasn't too ready and I just didn't. I just didn't.
Yeah.
So like now it's just like, I done been engaged and proposed to a woman all out in public, so why not?
Yes, why not? If not now,
It's just
when?
right.
Do you think that the women who came to your event, do you feel like they have a similar story? Do you feel like they were able to feel like, the curtain is open, like I'm able to literally walk into my authenticity because I'm in this space?
Think so. I think so. Um, yeah, I mean, I when I was DJing, it was a couple times I just kinda looked around and saw hands on the floor, head down, and I'm just like, "Yeah, they're having a great time," and, I mean, it's nothing more gratifying than seeing stuff like
Yeah.
that, I mean? And sometimes, as much as men are cool, and shout out to all the, men, black men in particular, love y'all, it's not always a safe space for women regardless of how we identify sexually, and, in club spaces and often in other spaces, it's not safe.
Yeah.
it can become predatory. And so to just have that freedom of not having to, really worry about that in the space, you can tell that it was just like the veil was gone and
Mhm.
everybody was just having a blast. So I like I said, I looked over the audience quite a few times and was like,
Yeah.
enjoy yourself.
Yes, enjoy yourself. So you running it back.
Yeah, I am. It's probably gonna be a quarterly thing. I don't wanna okay, wear myself out, wear myself thin. But yeah, we're gonna do it bigger. Yeah, more space, and have a ball. So I am very excited about the second one, but I do need to get my strength back and
Okay.
recalibrate life. But
Facts.
it was everything I could have imagined for sure.
Okay. Talk about the hang suite. Like, what's the difference in terms of your creative mindset or the vibe with the music? Like, are you able to see what people in the audience want, but also keep your style, your authentic style, but make the night move?
I think even the base of the hang suite and why I started the hang suite, it's because I've gone through a lot of phases, a lot of friend groups, a lot of, different things here in Charlotte, and they've all been great. But what I always find is when you're in the industry and when you do creative things, energy leads a lot of what you do.
Yeah.
And when it's not necessarily my energy, the result I can't necessarily control it. I can't ever truly control the results.
Yeah.
But what I can do is make sure that it's covered in my energy and covered
Right.
in my love and covered in my acceptance and my safety, my security. And I got to a point where I was just like at a crossroads, like I'm not liking what's happening with community. And I
Mm,
don't feel like I have one. And I've been in Charlotte for so long.
mm.
And it's like community in which is like beyond just throwing parties, beyond just, hanging out. It's like, how can I be amongst people who are still focused on making money and want to actually have change and do things that really will shake this world and
Yeah.
shake Charlotte and shake this East Coast,
Right.
um, and show them that it's actually possible to live and be successful.
Right.
And that was my thing because at a certain point it was fun, and then it's like, fun, I need to make money. This is actually my livelihood. And so once that began to I had to recalibrate, and my friends, they just heard me complaining about different things, and they were like, "Well, do something about it." They're like, "If you want community, then build it and they'll come." So I kinda got quiet. I ain't say nothing else. And I just got quiet. And I took it all in, and that's when I had the idea for the hang suite. In about maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I said, "I'm gonna do a Fannie's hang suite." It's gonna be curated around myself talking and opening up and, allowing people to get to know me in a different way, because when I'm behind a DJ booth, I don't really say much. Even when I'm out, I may not have people have seen you, and I may not have conversations with
Right.
you. I can be very elusive. It's kinda the way I am. It's not always very purposeful. It is just the way I am. And so I come and I do my work and I go home, and I just wanted a space where people can feel like, "Nah, I wanna kick it with her. I wanna hang out."
Yeah.
And that's really where the hang suite came from, is really being able to kick it and hang. So it wasn't that I was trying to answer the call of the people. It was more so selfish uh, motivation to build a community around myself, around the things that I wanted to see and what I want to see in this space and in this time. And so instead of wanting to be added to a lineup or wanting people to invite me to their space, I created my own. And so with that, it's like the hang suite is whatever I want it to be. I can
Good.
talk about whatever I wanna talk about. I can go as deep or as shallow as I want to. We can sit there and cry, we can laugh, we can dance, but there are no rules of engagement.
Right.
You should just feel safe, and you should have fun, and thankfully, going on almost a year, every time we have felt safe, we have had fun, and, thankfully, the reviews have been more great and more positive than anything.
Let's go back to that space where your friends had to check you
Mhm.
before we got to the point where it's like, okay, we rocking and rolling. Was that mental space because, I'm a female DJ in the industry and I'm trying to get into this event and I'm not pushing through? Like, okay, so what is my next step? Like, where were you at in that moment before you started to build the table?
Girl, as me being a woman, I feel like that's one of my greatest superpowers. So as me being a DJ in this space, I know the ability that God has given me. So I don't care who you are. It never intimidates me down, woman. That has nothing to do with it. ever. So I'm never like, oh, I'm a woman in a male dominated space, and girl, I can't. I mean, it's never that.
Yeah.
It was really more so the fact that I mean, I've been in Charlotte for 12 years, and I've now worked the least that I ever had in the city.
Mm.
I work literally the least, to say nicely.
Okay.
And it's not that I'm not known. It's not that people don't call me. I do feel like I have, priced myself out of here a while, but I also feel like there are ways and benefits. I feel like the world was built and we were built on capitalism, but also the barter system is a
Mhm.
forgotten system that could work in a lot of cases.
Right.
And so that sometimes like you can't afford me, but what do you have to offer me?
Mm.
And I don't feel like people use their brain in order to think. I mean, they think, "Oh, if any, she thinks she." No, it's not that. I know what I have to offer. I have worked and put a lot of skin, a lot of, and I ain't cried a lot of tears in this game over that, but I have just put a lot of time in. I have spent a lot of money. I have sacrificed a lot. Spent my last to go to New York sometime just to be able to do a gig that I feel like would propel my career to the next
Right.
level. I have taken large chances on myself, so that's never, so I understand that. But it's like at the point now, it's like, okay, is niggas not fucking with me
Yeah.
in the city? I know all y'all know me.
Yeah.
You say you're proud, but now are you so proud where you feel like I'm not accessible? And
Mm.
I don't know if that's on me or on them. Regardless, I do feel like it's got to the point where I started questioning that.
Mm.
And I'm not one that likes to question anything because
Right.
my mottos in life, everything is always as it should be and everything is always as it is.
Yeah.
Like, so if that's what it is, and so just the questioning of the why begins to sit on me a little bit too much. And that turned into just complaining and frustration because yeah, every major thing and every branded thing and everything that comes should come through the city, I feel like should come through me.
Mm.
You know, there wasn't DJs necessarily DJing in museums and stuff like that without the connections that my friends and we created here. That wasn't happening. So now y'all niggas forgot about me?
Yeah.
You don't want me to. Okay. So that's where it started.
Yeah.
That was the inception of it because how you not gonna run away with something that without me you would not be able to do.
Mm.
And so it's like, nah, now are you forgetting about me? Like, have you
Yeah.
forgotten that we're actually cool? Like, we're cool outside of life.
Yeah.
Like outside of this. Like,
Yeah.
what can you offer me besides money? If you
Yeah.
can't pay my fee, what can we do to work it out to make it equitable for both parties?
Do you think it's ego or pride where people don't wanna have those conversations, like, if they can't afford you, then they're like, "Okay, then I don't wanna put nothing on the table because I can't afford you."
Yeah. I think probably people probably talk about my prices more than I do to people.
Mm.
And so they probably have, and I mean, I do stand for it. There's a minimum that I won't go past because at the end of the day, this I do pay my bills with that.
Facts.
Like, and my bills are
And there are people out there who will pay for it, but then I do see your side where it's just like, "Well, what can you do? Do you see something that I'm missing, or can you negotiate something to where it's a win-win?" I
yeah.
don't know.
And to just make it equitable. Like I can't go under a certain level because I've worked so hard not to go there.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Then it's like, well, no, if that person is cheaper, boom, boom, boom. Like, yeah, there's no like DJing unions to set up prices to make sure that we all get this level of pricing. But I mean, you also get a certain level of experience and also, you know, people that do come and support me when you
Right.
do have me on your events. So
So you're getting your audience who coming, but then they also getting your audience, so you're factoring all that in.
yes,
That
of
makes
course,
sense.
of course. But I think now, I feel like I'm kind of making it a little difficult on myself because I feel like sometimes, like even if I'm hired to do other events,
Mhm.
it's tough because I know the level of event that I curate for my people. So if I have an event that's on at 10, right? And now I get DJ to hire somebody else, which yeah, it seems cool, but it's actually gonna be like 6 or 7. Like I feel like now I did my crowd a disservice because I've invited you to something that doesn't meet the expectation that I set for it. So I feel like it's a double-edged sword where I am now.
That's a
So
conversation.
yeah. So, I think it's just all living and growing. I'm not gonna say no to certain
Yeah.
gigs, but, we'll take the check without going, under a minimum, but, like, there are ways it's like, "Oh, dang, fam, I can't do this right there, but I see you got events, like, I'll come and help you out." You know what I mean? Like, there are ways, and I feel like they're just and I don't know, I mean, I've said it a few times, but I do feel like if people would have a conversation with me, I can be a little bit more sweet and kind and understanding. Don't go assuming that I'm not gonna
Right.
say yes.
Yeah.
Don't count yourself out.
Yeah.
But you know, what do you have?
Now
Well,
I'm trying to.
if I have barley and wheat, baby, you got a cow over there? Bring that cow over here. And I'll give you some wheat and some brown, like it's okay. Like I just feel like there are more innovative ways that we probably could work together. But then again, I feel like now it's not my concern. I just want to continue to build tables and bring people and go that route. But
Mm,
that was the inception of why
yeah,
my frustrations or why my friends said build it.
yeah,
And you got a problem with people not hiring you, then you build it. You do what you want to see. You be
yes.
that. And I was like,
Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it. So would you tell somebody, okay, let's say there is a DJ, or it could just be a creative who is kind of not struggling, but going through that same process. Would you tell them to build the table?
I think there are some elements that depending on what kind of table you want to build, and if you have the resources to help build a table as well. I think I don't know if at any other time that I would be ready and prepared to do as much as I'm doing now
Mhm.
had I not worked so hard and understand it. And also, honestly, a lot of it is financial.
Yeah.
Like to be able to pay for venues, to be able to pay for to pay for whatever I want to see happen.
Yeah, you gotta pay to play.
Exactly. So learning that and putting and doing that, like, and so in some, because you can only go but so long asking for handouts, because you can ask for handouts so long that then no one respects you, and that was something that I'm afraid of. Nigga, I want to be well respected, a well-rounded figure and fixture in the community. I want to be respected for my
Yeah.
greatness. You know what I mean? I just, that's something that is important. So I'm saying here, oh, can you help me? Can you give me this? Let me get your bean for free. Like, no. Like at some point you got to X that out the situation. And you got to come
Mhm.
with some money to the table so people will take you seriously. Because if you don't, like, how are you ever going to grow?
Let's say a baby girl, you said you took a glimpse of like, oh, they're having a good time. It's like how are you able to separate you as a DJ in that moment, like giving them the experience, but then also keeping your eye on like like what you created coming to fruition like before your eyes.
I don't know. It's just, I'm just used to it.
Okay.
Now at this point, do I want to get to the point where I can pay people to come set up and I just be the artist? Absolutely. I'm working diligently. I'm working so hard to be able to find staff and find people to help me and to be able to take a step back and to just be the artist. But at the end of the day, that's what it takes. We'll
Yeah.
get it done. And so I don't complain one bit about it. And I'm not mad about it. It's still gratifying. At the end of Baby Girl, I just sat on the stage and just like, oh, my feet hurt so bad. But yeah, I think that was it. It was just like, dang, I really don't want to be breaking this down right now, but
Yeah.
I got to. After I just set it up, did the party, had a blast, and now I got to break it down. So I mean, that it is what it is. But right now, as much as I want help, until the help that I know is going to really be able to be impactful in my life, I still got to do what I got to
But I
do.
think some people say like you're a master of none if you do it that way, or you gonna burn yourself out, or nothing's gonna move the needle if you do that. What do you think about that?
Man, there are things you ask for. You can ask God for what you want, and it may not come like you want it.
Mm.
So either you can fumble the blessing that you ask God for, or you can do everything that you need to do to make it happen. And wait till you kind of get to that checkpoint where God can give you more blessings, and the blessings to make that job easier will come. You know what I mean? I just don't complain about the work that has to be done because I'm so confident that it will pay off.
Mhm.
And that's just really you just really have to have faith, and my works is what I show all the time is those if I have faith to say, "Your baby girl's gonna be cool," but I didn't put enough behind it, it wouldn't be successful, but I did it. I put the works behind it. I said, "No, Imma do this. Imma invite this person. Imma do this decoration." Like, there were the intention behind it are my works for my faith, and then the result is God honoring the promise to me that he had that, you work hard, faith is the mustard seed, then it will grow.
Yeah.
And so that's just pretty much it. I just move in faith
Yeah.
and not complaining with what I asked God for. Like I want to do this and hoping that when it's time to instruct people on how to do it, then I can explain it correctly. And as even if I don't know how to explain it yet, by the next time, let me know how to do
Right.
better.
You had posted a thread a while ago and it said, I love all the events, something like, I love all the events in Charlotte, but please lead with excellence, I think. It was something like that. Break that down. Break that down. What I wanna know what is excellent and what is not excellent. So for those who are listening to you and they're like, "I'm gonna create an event." How can they do that with excellence?
Well, it also depends on what type of event you want.
Okay.
That did that's so funny that you brought that up.
If there is someone who is inspiring you in business, entrepreneurship, or because they have the audacity to bet on themselves, let me know. We want to invite them to the roundtable.
I use myself.
Okay.
For me, everything that baby girl was, you saw it from start to finish, from the
Mhm.
flyer to the actual what
Mhm.
happened, right? Like, I'm not calling the event what it is and it not being that as a
Mm.
result. So that's one element of it. If I
Okay.
say it's going to be baby girl and you see that pink and that airbrush, when you get to the event, what you saw pink, you saw airbrush, you saw those elements that were promoted at the event. So there has to be some just, actual marketing and branding
I like
and
that.
the fulfillment of what you promise.
Yeah.
I can't say I say today I'm gonna have an all white party. And when I say all white, I mean everything. I want like in my mind, when I say all white, I just hit the mic. But if I say all white party, I want everything to be white. I'm talking
Right.
about the decor, even maybe
Everything.
the DJ booth, like everything in there to be white because I want it to really be an all white party.
Right.
Like, so don't have an all white party and then it's like blue.
Yeah. So just be consistent.
Yeah, like, like that, but that's details, and that's money and stuff like that. But I feel like that's what I've tried to focus on.
Yeah.
Like every time I do a hang suite flyer, whatever the color of the mood is, that's what I do my staging off.
Right.
You
Mm.
know what I mean? It's very intentional, it's very thought out, whether the party favors or what like the little handhelds or the merchandise, it all goes in
Right.
with the theme of what I'm doing because that's the experience.
Yeah.
That's the excellence of what I want to create. And so that's one element. But then it's like also excellence is how does the sound? How's the
Mhm.
sound in the venue? Like don't have and it's like we're vibrational people as black people.
Yeah.
We're vibration.
No, I love that because I'm a very sensual person. And when I do go to events, like it's like I feel good. Like I love when I can literally sit there and just be like, yes.
Mhm.
Like you feel it. You feel
Yeah,
it.
yeah, absolutely. So that for me is like the main thing. Like hang suite when I first came out, I have a scent that's associated with the hang suite. So I burn the candles or the incense at that, so you smell it. That is, and if you want that, can buy it, take it home if you smell the hang suite. The velvet hangout is what I call it. Then visually you have the stage and you have the lighting, you have party favorites, you have mics, so putting your hand to actually touch something. Like I'm just thinking about those elements so that you can really come in and be connected to what's going on. You know what I mean? So that's more so what I mean. It's excellence. It's like, think about that. Like, I know some of these venues you can do it at a certain venue, but let's like, and just I would not throw events at a lot of venues because of just really that the aesthetics of it, the way it
Mhm.
feels, the way it sounds. That's neat. But I hope that one day the even club owners and people who are in leadership roles in the city, like we begin to challenge like the status quo and make everything, excellent. Because you can't go like New York, Houston, boom, 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 them clubs and those venues, everything is like amazing. Like, yeah,
Right.
there are some clubs here that have taken and put in the time in. And I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
Like Stats, beautiful. I've done a great job at the screens and to make it feel like, oh, I'm not in Charlotte.
It's the food for me.
Okay,
That
that
part.
curry, that salmon pasta.
That's it. Please, can I get one to go too?
That's
Mm.
what I'm saying. But like investing in that
Yeah.
to make the experience amazing.
Right.
And I just don't want to be able to like I don't want to be holed out by a venue just because I can get it.
Mm.
After pandemic for me, it was like to see the shift, to be the first person to get cut from everything. Like entertainment was gone quick and the last to come back. Like we couldn't party. And so if I'm gonna be outside in my finest threads that I paid my hard-earned coin from, I love to have an amazing experience. I just don't want to go out and just be standing there. I just don't want to go out and can't hear what the DJ playing or the DJ is trying. I don't want that experience.
Yeah.
So why would I want to give that to other people?
Mm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. It's about excellence. Like let's create a standard. Let's just
Mm.
say it. Like if the venue doesn't provide this, or if they don't have this, or if it's a venue that historically hasn't been very nice to our people, don't go there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what I mean. Like I can say all this, but I'm not the mayor of the city. And I'm not on the city council. I am not the head of the entertainment community here to be able to set this standard in
Yeah.
place. Um, I know what my goals are, and I can only
Mhm.
speak to what my desires are for my career and what I desire to do. So at the end of the day, get your money,
Right.
and I hope that if money is just a goal, that you're getting a lot of it. Because if you ain't getting a lot of it, maybe you doing it for you ain't doing good. But other than that, like that's what I meant. But like I said, I'm also not standing around the corner or going to these parties demanding that people do better and this be the excellence. Like you should do this. Like, but I would hope that we begin to curate and do things that are really, that do capture that old time feeling.
Yeah.
I remember that moment, or I met my best friend there, or I met my
Mm.
man there, or dang, I was going through a bad time. And when I went there, I felt free. I just want to be. I think if we kind of look at things in that way, then the way we or what we put out would be different.
Yeah.
Be different. That's why I said, girl, I'm cool with my 250 people. We'll be in here having a good time.
Because there's, you know what, it's gonna be them same people. I feel like if you have like an intimate setting, like those same people are gonna want to feel that, but then it's going to grow.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna grow.
Yeah. And I mean, it is growing and I'm grateful for it, but I could not and I won't despise humble beginnings.
Right.
You know, to reach 1,000 or 2,000 people, of course, that would be great if that's what, life sees fit for me. But the place where I am, the intimacy and the control, and to be able to curate it the way I want to.
Right.
It is exactly at the place where I'm good. And I can grow and I can figure and I can learn so that when I do and even like negotiating contracts or okay, I need this next time. I need to, like I'm just learning so much in this space so that when I do grow, then I'll be prepared for the growth.
If not you, then who? If not you, then who? If not you, who? If not you, who?
Do not be scared and don't despise slow. The tempo in which your vision can maybe come to life. Because even for me, that's something I'm learning. Like I said, if I have a vision, I see it, I want it to happen immediately. But even in this season, I'm learning to just say, like, okay, if I have to scale back, what does it look like now? So if you say, I want to do this, this is my overall big goal. What does it look like now? Well, what resources and what do you have now? And so that's why don't be afraid to take a leap. But while taking that leap, do it within the realm of possibility that's good for you. Don't be afraid to ask for favors. Don't be afraid to call your people. And if they don't believe in you, don't let that shatter your dreams. 'Cause at the end of the day, if you don't believe in you more than anybody else, and nothing else matters. One of my favorite like people and who's very motivating is Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Like a lot of people didn't like Kobe. They did not like Kobe. They're like, why this man don't talk to me? He don't want to hang out. He don't want to party. He ain't trying to be friends. Kobe, no, I'm here to work.
Yeah.
I'm here to be the best. Because when I said I'm going to be the best, y'all got to like I have to back that up. And so like it's so many stories about just Kobe's greatness that's like that nigga was going to extreme measures to make sure that he was always on top of his game. But everyone around him recognized that he was also working to prove he was the best.
Right.
And so he believed him in himself. Kobe said, like, yeah, my daddy was cool, but even when that stuff with his father, his family began to crumble, he said, oh, that's more reason for me to be great. It did not tear him down. So like I'm just saying, like, you have to believe in yourself. Even to the point where you pop your shit for yourself. Even when you don't always believe it. Because sometimes when I said I was the best, did I believe it? Maybe, maybe not. But now when I say I'm the best, yes, I do wholeheartedly. But before I had to say it to end up believing it.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to, I'm going to be an event curator and I want to do that because it got to the point where I just don't want to throw parties. I said, I want to have experiences and I really want people to like say they had an experience. And so did I know I could do it? Did I know what that looked like? No. I don't ever be knowing. Girl, I just be doing stuff. You can't be afraid.
You have to just do
You
it.
just gotta do it.
You just gotta do
If you're
it.
gonna sit on it, and I feel like that was a lot of I feel like in my younger years, I'd have a lot of ideas, but I never was able to follow through with them.
Mm.
And that was that money, resources, time, locate, all those factors, yes. But at some point I was just like, I'm gonna do everything I think of.
Yeah, facts. I was literally just saying earlier today, I was like in a space this morning where I was just like overthinking and I was just like slow moving. And I do feel like, yes, you have to go slow in most moments, but I also think you have to get out of your head
Oh
and
yeah.
you literally have to just start moving because in your movement, that's when you're able to see, okay, the next step or the frequency of the next step. So I just literally was just saying that earlier today. You have to take action, like you have to move.
Yeah, the old time churches say you make one step, God take two.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that's the thing. It's like you can't just sit there waiting. I think it's a delicate balance, and that's wisdom and it's discernment to know which one you need to
Yeah.
do. You know what I mean? But then my mom also would also say, like, if you begin to do something and you feel like there's just so much resistance
Mhm.
and you can't,
Mhm.
then maybe you should reconsider.
Right.
But if you feel like you're starting to walk in the doors and the obstacles begin to move, and honor what's happening in that moment, in the movement. So there has been times where I wanted to do events, and there has been times where this wasn't aligning,
Yeah.
and I had to be okay with that.
Yeah.
But there's other times, just like the hang suite, I told you 2 or 3 weeks, wanted to make it happen, boom.
Yeah.
The venue was ready, like, happened. And so, but either way, you can't be afraid of either journey.
Mhm. But you gotta go through those steps so you can be able to reach.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta go around. It's like, I
Right.
wanna throw events, well, maybe you just need to go take care of a plant real quick.
Right.
Learn patience. You know what I
Patience.
mean? Like, that's what I mean. It's not like
Yes.
the lesson or what your journey is not necessarily like I'm a plant, but it's
Right.
patience. It's in taking care of that because now God said, "Oh no, she can take care of that. I can give her some more."
Mm.
So it's not that you are not going to where you want to go. You just have to learn a few lessons on a way. So it really is just move. It may not be fast,
Yeah.
but you have to move in a direction.
Mm.
Yeah,
I like that. Okay.
there you go.
Fannie Mae at the round table.